Hey guys, welcome to the Amazing Ants channel. I hope you're doing fine, cause today we start a 7-day journey side by side with the Messor colony. It's Monday and we're at the main brood area. It's the most heated part of the whole nest. Most of the pupae is stored in that place, because with higher temperatures, the pupae develops faster. Luckily, the ants are smart enough to take advantage by keeping their pupae there. Let's have a look outside. At the left satellite nest are many ants, like most of the time. The reason for that may be the satellite nest. The ants are forced to get out of the nest if they want to share food or if they have to restore their brood or seeds caused by changing environmental conditions. And also at the right satellite nest there's so much traffic. So yeah, these satellite nests force the ants to get out of the nest. It's Monday and they haven't received any insect yet. Time to change that. We're going to feed them that adult male cockroach. You can set male and females apart by the wings. Males have wings in contrast to the females. And by the way, these are Turkestan's cockroaches, also known as red runner cockroaches, and in Germany we call them chocolate cockroaches. I know, it's kinda weird. So the cockroach is in the formicarium and it takes not too long and the first ant is carefully inspecting the new insect. This massive redhead is attacking the cockroach from the first second. Look how she's balancing the decoration thing. Really impressive. Wait a moment, could it be? Is that our artist ant from our last video? Artist ant is giving her best and she has already separated the first leg. But it looks like she is looking for a better place to bite, so the cockroach can be dragged into the nest by her. And she found it. And now she can pull the insect slowly towards the entrance. And finally a second ant arrives. Cause that's what ants normally do, working together to achieve something big. Like here, transporting a giant food source into the nest for the next generation of workers. The smaller ant has taken the place of the redhead. The small one tries her best, but she isn't strong enough to move the prey. But what does the big one do? She's heading back to the nest to tell all the other sisters about the giant protein source. We should be able to see a squad of workers rushing out for food. Back at the cockroach. The small ant is still giving her best, but she isn't strong enough. Meanwhile, the worker squad has arrived and they have taken control over the prey. The redheads have taken completely control over the prey, and they drag it to the left and then they drag it to the right and then they drag it to the left again. It's like they are playing tug of war or something like that. They can't really decide what to do. So I set up the small time-lapse so you guys can see what these ants are always doing. And yeah, they really should learn to work together. Or maybe they're just playing tug of war with the dead cockroach. I don't know. Welcome to day 2 of our 1-week journey. It's Tuesday and we start with a look at the main brood area again. There are some more free spots in comparison to yesterday. I think they just get closer to each other because the humidity slowly sinks. Their pupae have been also collected at one place, but still at the hottest point. What's going on outside? At the right corner there's some action, like most of the time traffic between the different nests. At the left side there's not that much action, but still some activity. Let's give the ants a reason to get outside. Today we feed a female cockroach. Female ones are also way bigger than the males. I put a dead cockroach inside, but What is that? She's moving. Is the cockroach still alive? I don't think so. I totally squashed the head, and I think what we can see here are something like reflexes. As far as I know, cockroaches have not only one brain in the head, they have in every segment of their body something like a small brain. So yeah, what's the definition for alive? The cockroach is pretty close to the entrance, but I don't think they want to put it inside. The prey is still moving its legs. It could hurt freshly hatched ants or brood when it's in the nest. Oh, that was not on purpose. So many ants are rushing out. The prey has become a threat. Dozens of ants are attacking the cockroach. They tear it, bite it, until it will stop moving. Like yesterday, the big redheads determine the direction, strong enough to pull something like an adult female cockroach. After a while biting the prey, it stopped moving. The ants also slowed down. They are not that nervous like at the beginning, when the cockroach was still moving. These three massive redheads look pretty relaxed. Only some centimeters are missing to get the food safely inside the nest, and all ants work together to get the food source quickly into the nest. It's day 3, and like both days before, we first take a look at the main brood area. It's getting drier and more ants are avoiding the hottest point. They want to save their water. Let's have a look at the whole front nest. The more we take a look at the left, the more ants we can see. That's because of the heating mat. It's placed mostly under the right part of the nest, so the ants want to save water by staying in a colder and more moist environment. Pretty interesting how fast the microclimate is changing there. Like the days before, we also take a look at the outworld. Almost no ant outside. There are only a few ants scurrying from one nest to the other. Time to change that. Today's meal? What a big surprise, it's a cockroach again. I placed the cockroach in the center between the two nest entrances. Some ants walking by, not noticing the fresh meal. Or they just had received enough food in the last days. But I know my Messor colony. These ants are always so greedy for proteins. We just have to wait a little bit. As soon as the first ants have contact with the food, the colony knows what's going on. Ants from both nest exits are rushing out towards the center to supply the larvae with fresh meat. There's always one ant doing the main work by pulling the prey. It's every time again so impressive to see the force of one single redhead. And the cockroach disappears in the darkness. It's Thursday, day 4, and our ants are doing fine. They haven't received any water for several days and the main brood area becomes slowly lighter. When we take a look at the whole front nest, we can see they have started storing pupae in the center. And outside? More activity than yesterday. Strange. I haven't watered their nest, nor did I feed them. And yeah, if there's some ants out, maybe they're looking for food. And so you guys can guess what's coming next. It's feeding time. Today we feed a sub-adult cockroach, almost grown out. You could say it's a teenager cockroach. The ants don't waste time. With the first contact comes the first attack. Here you can see a perfect example of the most ants hunting strategy. Every ant is trying to get a leg, and every ant is tearing back. When they have every leg under control, the prey has absolutely no chance. Messor species are non-hunting ants, but we can still see some of that behavior. The dead cockroach is actually moving pretty intense. The ants have some problems with it. But the longer they have to deal with the cockroach, the more ants will help to get the giant food source to a safe place. What's going on with that major worker? She stopped moving. What's next? What is she doing? Ah, she's cleaning her antenna. I think they look so cute when they're doing this. The fight for food goes on. I think they're going to put the cockroach in the satellite nest. That's actually the first time I see them storing insects in there. I always just saw them dragging it into their front nest. Not even in the nest. They pull it into the ant mountain. Do they also have a nest in there? Finally Friday. The main brood area is nearly empty. Where are all the ants? When we take a look at the whole front nest, we see that there are also more free spots. The ants got even closer to each other. That's how they save water. Most Messor species live in pretty dry regions. They know how to deal with a drought. Outside is only some activity at the left side. When it's dry, the ants have to save water. Most of the ants stay inside the nest. Getting out just for exploring would be a waste of water. But let's give the ants some water, stored in a cockroach. At first, that major worker looks pretty scared. But then she's biting the prey. More and more ants are getting interested in the cockroach. You know the procedure. Some dragging, more and more ants are rushing out. And finally, with one little extra turn, into the nest. It's Saturday and they are pretty active inside the nest, but still in water save mode. Outside is nearly no ant. So, what would happen if we let it snow? Let's try it out. The last days have been pretty cold, with -10 to -15 degrees Celsius, so I got some snow from the garden. We need more snow. I just have to be really careful not to bury an ant under snow. I think due to the cold snow, she would stop moving, and when the snow slowly melts, the ant could drown. More and more workers recognize the new, strange and cold water source. They are getting out to drink some of that water. At the left nest there's Curiosity Ant. She's inspecting the snow. It must be very strange for those ants to encounter such a cold. Curiosity Ant is stumbling and bumping while she's going on with the inspection of the giant ice shell. Melting ice. That's perfect for a time lapse. You can see there are slowly more and more ants getting out and running through the outworld. I also added a thermometer to see if there will be any temperature drop caused by the snow. Only a few minutes after the first snow touched the surface, there are already the first groups of ants drinking water. Seems like they really enjoy drinking together. All over the place there are small drinking groups. And look how excited they are rushing out of the nest. A huge amount of ants have only one goal: water. It's still Saturday, but some hours later. The snow earlier stopped the drought. The ants have water. They are all out to explore. So many ants are running through that formicarium. They are everywhere. I guess there are at the moment more than 600 workers outside. Can you guess what's coming next? Right, feeding. What a big surprise. A suboutlaw cockroach again. Because of all that activity, the prey is instantly attacked. It's Sunday and we are again at the main brood area, and you can see the ants are back, and also some brood. Thanks to the snow, the ants got some water, and now they can get back into the warm spot. When we take a look at the whole front nest, you can see the ants are not that close to each other like the days before. Guess what's next? Feeding time. But this time we go veggie. It's a while since they had received some seeds. Some of you guys asked me about these seeds. These seeds I feed are canary seeds. By offering the Messor colony different kind of seeds, I discovered their love for those seeds. Maybe that's because of the protein amount of 13% these seeds have. If you have a founding colony, help your ants and crush some bigger seeds, like canary seeds for them. You save them a lot of work. Back to the Messor colony. There's a high activity directly at the entrance. They will be so happy about these seeds. And the first ant, a massive redhead, is touching a grain with her antenna. The second worker is just biting the small acrylic plate. And there it goes. The first seed is on its way to the nest. Many other workers will notice the pheromone trail the massive redhead left behind. Seed for seed is brought into the nest. It's always so remarkable to see how fast ants can organize workforce. Dozens of ants are emptying that plate grain for grain. And after 9 minutes, all the seeds have been stored in their grain chambers. One week. I always wanted to show you guys what I see. And I think you had a very good look into the Messor colony's life. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please tell me in the comments what day was your favorite day. I'm really sorry for the long waiting time, but that video was personally for me a giant project. I really underestimated all the work and effort I had to put inside. So please tell me, how'd you like it? If you have enjoyed the video, please leave a comment or like, it helps me out a lot. And if you want to stay updated, subscribe to the Amazing Ants channel and don't forget the bell icon. Thanks for watching and see you soon!